Welcome back to the Evident Conspiracy Files. I'm your host, Mark Mayhew. And first off, apologies for the delay in the latest episode, Shadows of World War III, which will be published in the next couple of days. We've been hit by a nasty flu bug that's thrown us off schedule, but don't worry, we've got something special lined up for you today. We're digging into the archives and re-releasing an older episode that was previously exclusive to Apple Podcasts, now available everywhere for the first time. In this gripping throwback, we rip through the shadows hiding the secrets of the powerful, plunging into a chilling saga of invisible waves, secret facilities, and the puppet masters pulling the strings. Towers are rising across the globe, pulsing with energy that could connect us all, or could they enslave us? And behind it all, a shadowy agency fuels the machine. We'll unravel the dark operations of 5G, HAARP and DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. In this march of progress, or a conspiracy by the military-industrial complex against the people, hold tight, because the truth is a dangerous thing. Thanks for sticking with us. Hit play, dive in. Let's uncover what's really going on. And if you enjoy it, drop us a review and share with a fellow truth seeker. Catch you next time on the Evident Conspiracy Files.
Hey, did you record this without me? Mark, come back here now. We need to talk.
Hello, welcome to the Evident Conspiracy Files. Our episodes are researched using various related and declassified datasets that are available at the time of publish. As you would expect, we hold no liability for incorrect information, given as this information may change over time. As more information becomes available, views expressed by the host or members of our team are solely theirs. And we always ask you to always do additional research, especially if you're interested. We would love to hear from you. Please reach out by email to _ECF@icloud.com. Remember, question everything. Enjoy.
Welcome, truth seekers, to the Evident Conspiracy Files, where we rip through the shadows hiding the secrets of the powerful. I'm your host, Mark Mayhew, and tonight we're plunging into a chilling saga of invisible waves, secret facilities, and the puppet masters pulling the strings. Towers rise across the globe, pulsing with energy that could connect us or enslave us. Antennas hum in remote wastelands, bending the skies to their will. And behind it all, a shadowy agency fuels the machine. In this episode, we'll unravel the dark operations of 5G, HAARP and DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. Is this the march of progress, or a conspiracy by the military-industrial complex against the people? Hold tight, because the truth is a dangerous thing. It's spring 2020. The world is frozen. Cities hushed under a global pandemic. But in the silence, something moves. Towers sprout like still weeds, their antennas glinting in the dark. They're called 5G, the fifth generation of wireless tech, promising a future of instant downloads and build smart cities. Governments and telecoms sing its praises, but whispers grow. Near these towers, people report sleepless nights, pounding headaches, and unshakable dread. In online shadows, voices ask, is 5G a blessing or a curse? In a small town we call Willow Creek, Sarah, a mother of two, wakes at 3 a.m, her heart racing, her thoughts clouded. Her kids toss in restless sleep, plagued by nightmares. Across town, John, an elderly widower, feels his skin burn, his pulse erratic. They live 50 meters from a new 5G tower. Coincidence? Or the first sign of something sinister? As the pandemic grips the world, 5G towers multiply. Why now, when eyes are elsewhere? Is this about connectivity or control? Let's unpack 5G. It runs on frequencies from below 1 GHz to 52.6 GHz. Low band blankets vast areas. Mid-band balances speed and reach. And high band millimeter waves deliver blazing speeds over short distances. Imagine streaming a movie in seconds, or surgeons operating across continents with no lag. By 2025, 2.25 billion 5G connections across the globe, with North America being at the forefront. But here's a shadow. The military-industrial complex has always coveted communication tech. Agencies like DARPA and the Pentagon's innovation engine funds projects to weaponize networks for surveillance and warfare. 5G's low latency and vast capability could power drones, battle comms, or mass data sweeps. Is it chance that 5G rolled out during a global lockdown where monitoring populations became a priority? Back to 2020. The world's in chaos, yet 5G surges forward. By Q3, 99 countries have 5G networks, up 62% from 2019. Over 14,000 cities are wired, a 1,671% leap. Why the rush? Officially, it's demand. Remote work, online classes, telemedicine. US bandwidth spikes 75%. But the timing stinks of optimism. Supply chains falter, construction stalls, yet 5G towers rise. In China, state couriers push through disruptions. In the US, telecoms work through lockdowns, deemed essential. In Willow Creek, Sarah digs deeper. She finds stories of towers installed at night, workers in unmarked vans. Online, rumours swirl 5G is a military grid, activated when the world was distracted. Some link it to the virus, a mostly debunked but persistent myth. Sarah dismisses that, but the secrecy festers. Why no public debate? Why no clarity on these towers and its effects? Now the human toll in 2023. Case studies emerge. Haunting tales of those near 5G towers. A 52-year-old woman, 60 meters away from a base station, battles headaches, dizziness, nosebleeds. A family on holiday, 125 meters from a tower, suffers insomnia, heart palpitations, their kids tormented by nightmares. An 82-year-old woman, sensitive to electromagnetic fields, collapses under fatigue after 5G hits her neighbourhood. Published in journals like Annals of Clinical Case Reports, these stories note symptoms vanishing when people leave, and they only return near the towers. Now, the military-industrial complex has a history of ignoring harm. Agent Orange, MK Ultra. Is 5G another experiment? Its effects tested on unaware communities. The World Health Organization claims 5G is safe within limits, but those limits, set by ICN-IRP, only address tissue heating, not sleep issues or neurological effects. A 2021 European Parliament report warns of cancer and fertility risks. Insurance firms rank 5G's radiation as high risk, like asbestos. In Willow Creek, Sarah and John rally a group measuring RF radiation near towers. It's high, but within limits. What do those limits mean for long-term effects, as they're unstudied? Their pleas to the officials are ignored, labelled paranoia. Is this negligence or a cover-up? The pieces align. The military-industrial complex thrives on dual-use tech, civilian by day, covert by night. 5G's dense small cells, real-time tracking make it a surveillance godsend. Add satellites, like Telsat's 2024 5G tests, and it's a global web. What if 5G isn't about streaming? What if it's a control grid, watching our moves, our minds, our biology? The pandemic was the perfect smokescreen. While we cowered, towers rose, satellites launched. The same complex behind Prism, exposed by Snowden, could be at work. Health complaints, collateral damage, or a test of our limits. The truth lies in classified files buried deep within the Pentagon's vaults. We've only begun. 5G may be the visible threat, but what lurks above? We're trekked to an Alaskan outpost called HAARP, where antennas wield power over the skies. Are there others like it? Could they be mobile? And what role does DARPA, the military's mad scientist, play in this? Stay with us, because the deeper we dig, the darker it gets. A quick pause to remind you to subscribe to the Evident Conspiracy Files on Apple Podcasts. Drop a review, share with a skeptic, and join our truth-seeking tribe. There will be bonus information from this episode added shortly, so don't miss out. Subscribe to the ECF and help us to keep the lights on and bring you new content. We've exposed 5G's rapid rise, its negative health shadows, and its potential as a tool of control. But if 5G is a ground assault, what's commanding the skies? Imagine a frozen Alaskan wilderness where a grid of antennas stands like a silent legion. This is HAARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, a place where the military-industrial complex toys with the forces beyond our grasp. It's 1993. HAARP powers up, backed by the Air Force, Navy, and a mysterious agency called DARPA. Officially, it studies the ionosphere, that electrified valve 50 to 400 miles above us. But locals see strange lights, feel the air shift. Online, whispers grow. HAARP can spark earthquakes, twist minds, weaponize the atmosphere. and it's not alone. Other sites pulse across the globe from China to Antarctica. Are these the nerve centres of a conspiracy wired to 5G's web? And who is pulling the strings? Let's dissect HAARP. Its ionospheric research instrument, 180 antennas over 33 acres, blast 3.6 megawatts of radio waves into the ionosphere, using 2.8 to 10 megahertz frequencies. It can heat patches of the atmosphere, creating artificial auroras or boosting radio signals. DARPA's fingerprints hint at military goals: submarine communications, missile tracking, or jamming of enemy satellites. But the secrecy breeds distrust. Why so little transparency? Why the isolated site? In 2015, HAARP shifts to the University of Alaska Fairbanks, running on a pay-per-use model. Scientists like Chris Fullen call it benign. Its waves too weak for weather control or mind games. Yet patents from the 1980s suggest ionospheric tweaks could alter weather or disrupt communications. If HAARP can do this, what's its true potential? And why does the military-industrial complex guard it so fiercely? HAARP isn't solo. A global network hums with similar power. In China's Hainan, a radar zaps the ionosphere, possibly to thwart the US submarines. Russia hosts multiple sites cloaked in secrecy. Chile's facility is tied to seismic oddities, Cyprus to storms and mineral hunts. Antarctica's site, rumoured to be the linchpin that operates in a lawless void. These form a web, a planetary grid. Are they syncing, feeding data to the Pentagon's black sites? Antarctica's remoteness begs the question: what experiments run there that are unseen? Could they link to 5G, its towers channeling data to these skyward machines? The military-industrial complex has form. Think Project Starfish, nuking space to probe the ionosphere. Is this the next phase? What if HAARP's power could move? Could these antennas roam, striking anywhere? HAARP's array is fixed, rooted in Alaska's tundra. Mobility seems unlikely. Its 3.6 megawatts demand a stationary setup. Yet the military loves flexibility. A Wikipedia note muses about mobile platforms. But evidence is weak. Instead, we find portable tools. MIPEX, a rocket-mounted ionospheric probe, or DARPA's Ondra satellites, scanning the ionosphere from orbit. Then there's a twist: smartphones. A 2024 study used millions of Android devices to map the ionosphere, their GPS acting as a crowdsourced net. Could 5G phones, with their advanced antennas, play a role? Imagine every device in your pocket feeding a global experiment, orchestrated by the same complex behind HAARP. In Willow Creek, Sarah wonders if the towers and skies are one machine, watching her every move. Now let's meet the architect of this nightmare, DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. Born in 1958, DARPA emerged from the Cold War's fevered race for supremacy. the Soviet launch of Sputnik shocked the US, exposing its technological lag. President Eisenhower created DARPA to ensure America would never be caught off guard again. Its mission: to fund high-risk, high-reward research, birthing tech decades ahead of its time. Based in Arlington, Virginia, DARPA operates with a $4 billion budget, a lean staff of 220, and a network of contractors. Think Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, the heart of the military-industrial complex. DARPA's track record reads like science fiction turned real. In the 1960s, it laid the groundwork for the internet with ARPANET, a network to survive nuclear war. It pioneered GPS, now in every phone. Stealth aircraft, like the F-117, owe their invisibility to DARPA's math. Drones from Predator to tiny insect-like spies trace back to its labs. Today, DARPA pushes AI, hypersonic weapons, and brain-computer interfaces. Technology that could read your thoughts and merge man with machine. Its audio program, launched in 2022, uses satellites to probe the ionosphere, tie in directly to HAARP's work. Why these technologies? DARPA's goal is dominance on the battlefield, in cyberspace, and in mind. Its projects are dual use, marketed as civilian boons but billed for control. The internet connects us but enables mass surveillance. GPS guides your car but tracks your steps. 5G, with DARPA's early funding for wireless tech, could be the ultimate dual-use tool, a civilian network with military strings. And HAARP, DARPA's internal backing suggests it's more of a science project. Could it be a weapon? Its ionospheric tricks a cover for global manipulation. DARPA's secrecy fuels the conspiracy. Its projects are often classified, revealed only decades later. Whistleblowers, like Anne Jacobson, in her book The Pentagon's Brain, exposed DARPA's obsession with control, from mind-altering drugs to weather modification. And in Willow Creek, Sarah stumbles on DARPA's name in 5G patents. Her fear growing is DARPA, the spider at the centre, weaving 5G and HAARP into a web of dominance. The complex doesn't innovate for our benefit, it builds for power. Let's connect the dots. The military-industrial complex, with DARPA as its brain, orchestrates a global control system. 5G carpets the Earth, its towers a surveillance net. Its frequencies a potential weapon. HAARP and its global clones manipulate the ionosphere, perhaps steering weather or communications. DARPA, the silent puppeteer, funds both. Its dual-use tech blurring civilian and military lines. Together they form a machine of terrifying reach, capable of watching, shaping, or subduing entire populations. The pandemic was the spark, a crisis exploited to deploy 5G, while HAARP-like cities hummed unseen. Health complaints, dismissed as madness, may be the first cracks in their experiment. DARPA's history, mind control, mass surveillance, shows us what they're capable of. From Tuscany to Prism, the complex thrives on deception. Are we pawns in their latest game, our skies and cities weaponized against us? Maybe. 5G is a communication technology with no proven health risks within safety guidelines per the World Health Organization. Studies continue, but data suggests it's mostly safe. However, is this due to consumer demand and company profit that is put before public health? HAARP is a research facility. Its effects are localized, with no declassified weather or mind control operations. Global sites do exist, but therefore classified science or military research, not necessarily conspiracies against the people. Mobile HAARP-like systems are speculative, with only portable tools like MIPEX or satellites in use that we know of. And obviously remember, our research comes from publicly available data and whistleblowers. DARPA funds transformative tech, the internet, GPS, AI, mainly for defence, with civilian benefits but no confirmed sinister plots. Yet doubts persist. Why the secrecy around DARPA's projects? Why has 5G been rushed out? Why do health reports, however small, keep emerging? The military-industrial complex has earned our skepticism from Vietnam to Snowden. So listeners, what's your verdict? Progress or a plot against us? Email us at the_ECF@iCloud.com and join us on X at the Evident Conspiracy Files. And keep digging. The truth is yours to uncover. That's it for the Evident Conspiracy Files. If this tale has rattled you, share it with someone who needs to know. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, leave a review, and stay alert. This episode will be followed by a subscriber bonus episode, The Whistleblowers Files, a chilling tale of betrayal, technology, and control about someone who claimed to work for DARPA. If you're interested, please subscribe and help us to keep the lights on. The sources for this episode have come from DARPA official files, Wikipedia on DARPA, Annie Jacobson's The Pentagon's Brain, DARPA programs, and popular mechanics on DARPA's tech. The shadows are deep, but we're deeper. This is the ECF, signing off.
Our episodes are researched using various related and declassified datasets that are available at the time of publish. As you would expect, we hold no liability for incorrect information, given as this information may change over time. As more information becomes available, views expressed by the host or members of our team are solely theirs. And we always ask you to always do additional research, especially if you're interested. We would love to hear from you. Please reach out by email to the_ECF@iCloud.com. Remember, question everything.
Well, that's just charming. Anyway, catch you next time, mortals.